Have you ever found yourself in a situation where your God was being questioned, your faith was being questioned, and even the integrity of your Christianity was being questioned, child of God? These are situations that sometimes arise in the lives of believers. But you see, the problem with most believers is they go to God and they begin to cry about the problems that they are experiencing and the questions that have been presented in their lives, child of God. But we want to look at men that were put in these positions, but somehow managed to maneuver and come out of these situations with a greater glory, so to speak, and a greater testimony from God. So when you study the book of Numbers chapter number 16, you read the story of Moses, of Dathan, and of Korah. Those guys were really questioning Moses and Aaron as priests of the Most High God. But you see, the one thing that Moses did which actually showed that his God was real and he was serving God genuinely was he simply assigned time. He said, by this time tomorrow we will see who is the true servant of God, child of God. This is something that is very, very important. You see, in the book of 2 Kings chapter number 7, if you read the story of Elisha, there was a great famine in Samaria. And what happened was the king was actually threatening to kill Elisha and to cut off his head. And when his message arrived, and he eventually arrived, Elisha said, by this time tomorrow there will be abundance, child of God. What he simply did there was he assigned a time frame to the shift from the circumstances that were evil, that were questioning his faith and his integrity as a prophet. That's the same thing that Apostle Paul did in the book of Acts chapter number 13. When you read the story there, what actually happened was Apostle Paul was preaching the gospel, but it so happened that there was a sorcerer named Elymas who was actually trying to resist his attempts to preach the gospel to men of influence in the society. What did he do? He said, the hand of the Lord is against you now, and you're going to be blind now. And that sorcerer became blind in that instance, child of God. What you are seeing there, even if you read the story of Elijah and the prophets of Baal and the prophets of Asherah, if you read even the time of Joshua when he was fighting and he asked God to stop the sun, what these men understood was that when your situation is actually questioning your faith, when your problem, when your enemies have gotten to the place where they are questioning your faith, maybe they want to fire you because you are a Christian, maybe you are losing relationships, you are losing benefits because of your faith, child of God. Maybe you are in a situation where witches, wizards, and enemies have actually gathered up against you and they've plotted against you. That's the time to assign a time and declare that by this time tomorrow, by this evening, by next year, by this particular time period, this situation will have changed. There is a great power when you begin to assign time and you begin to declare that this situation is ending when. You see, whenever evil is against you, the one advantage you have is whatever happens to the wicked will not be written against you. So, child of God, I bless you. Assign times.